All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the NEAT selling framework. Now, this is a qualification methodology that's been built from the ground up for the way B2B sales happen today. Complex, messy, and definitely not a straight line. It's all about shifting your mindset from just checking boxes to becoming a true consultant. So, here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the core philosophy behind NEAT. Then, we're going to break down each of the 4 pillars. After that, we'll talk about how you actually put this thing into practice, cover some of the big mistakes to avoid, and wrap it all up with a real-world example. Okay, first things first, let's explore the philosophy here. And this is really important, because NEAT isn't just another sales acronym to memorize. It's a fundamental shift in how you see your role. You're moving from being a simple vendor to a valued strategic consultant. So at its core, what's NEAT all about? It's about one big idea: prioritizing your customer's transformation. That means you stop leading with what your product is, and you start leading with what your customer becomes after they use it. It's a subtle but incredibly powerful change in focus. And this brings us to the central metaphor of the whole framework, the bridge of value. Think of yourself as an engineer. On one side of a canyon, you have your prospect's current state, all their struggles and pains. On the other side is their desired future outcome. Your job is to build a clear, sturdy bridge that connects those 2 points. And look, this number right here, this is exactly why NEAT is so critical today. A staggering 70% of B2B buyers have already done most of their homework before they even pick up the phone to call you. So your job isn't to just throw information at them anymore. It's to provide clarity, to cut through the noise, and to help them build consensus within their own team. Okay, so with that philosophy as our foundation, let's start decoding the pillars of the NEAT acronym itself: need, economic impact, access, and timeline. Getting a handle on these 4 components is absolutely key to making this framework work for you. First up, we've got N for need. But hold on, we're not talking about the surface level requests they come to you with. This is about digging way, way deeper to understand the core pain and the real organizational drivers behind this whole thing. You see, the real art is getting past these stated needs. That's just what they think they want at first. Your goal is to uncover the real needs, the nitty-gritty parameters of the problem, and even more important, the secret needs. These are those powerful personal motivators, right? The manager who wants to look like a rock star to their boss, or the director who just wants a solution that reduces their personal stress. These unstated drivers, they're often the key to the entire deal. All right, next up, E for economic impact. This is where the rubber meets the road, folks. This is where you translate all those cool benefits of your solution into the one language every single business understands: cold, hard numbers. You have to make the value tangible. Look, professional buyers, they need a business case. It's that simple. So you have to be able to spell out the return on investment. How fast is the payback period? And this one's huge. What's the total cost of ownership? That doesn't just mean your price tag. It includes the cost of them implementing this change, and even more powerfully, the cost of delay, the price they pay every single day for doing nothing. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? Every time you talk about a feature, every time you list a benefit, the customer is silently asking, so what? The economic impact pillar is your direct, powerful answer to that question. It connects every single thing you do to a meaningful financial outcome for them. Now let's talk about A for access. And let me tell you, the days of selling to a single decision maker, well, they're pretty much over. Modern B2B sales means you have to navigate a complex web of people, what we call the decision ecosystem. Seriously, you're almost never selling to just one person anymore. The reality is you're selling to a committee of anywhere from 6 to 10 different stakeholders. And each one has their own agenda, their own concerns. You've got finance, security, operations, the actual end users. It's a crowd. Your job is to become the conductor of this orchestra. That means you've got to personalize your message for each player. The CFO, they care about unit economics. The head of security, they care about compliance. And a huge part of this is finding and empowering an internal champion. That one person inside the company who gets it, who will fight for your solution and build that internal consensus when you're not in the room. And finally, we've got T for timeline. And please, don't just think of this as a due date on a calendar. It's so much more than that. It's about figuring out the prospect's real readiness to act and understanding the urgency that's actually driving their decision. So, what are the urgency drivers? Why now? Is a new competitor eating their lunch? Is there regulatory change coming down the pike? You have to find out what makes this problem a hair-on-fire priority today.
Then you make it easy for them. You map out a clear roadmap with milestones. This takes away the uncertainty and gives them the confidence they need to actually pull the trigger.
Okay, so we've covered the theory. We get the N, the E, the A, and the T. But how do you actually activate this? How do you move from theory to your day-to-day human-to-human conversations? Well, you bring NEAT to life through a simple human-to-human approach. You start asking powerful, open-ended questions with how and why to uncover the real need. You consistently translate your features into tangible outcomes to demonstrate the economic impact. You provide your champion with ammo like case studies to help them navigate access, and by doing all this, you're naturally qualifying their timeline and confirming that you're talking to the right people. Now, just as important as knowing what to do is knowing what not to do. So let's talk about some of the critical mistakes, the common traps that can completely derail this framework if you're not careful. This slide really just lays it out in black and white, doesn't it? Amateurs, they do what's called feature dumping. They just list off everything their product does and hope something sticks. Professionals, they paint a picture of how their client's life will be transformed. Amateurs overpromise. Professionals are meticulous about aligning the outcomes they promise with what they can actually deliver, building trust along the way. It's a huge difference. Okay, let's put all the pieces together now. I want to walk you through a quick, real-world example, and then I'm going to leave you with a super practical tool you can start using on your very next call. So imagine you're a consultant selling office automation. You target the head of admin. Right away, you identify their need. Their current admin process is slow and frustrating. You immediately state the economic impact. I can help you save 20 to 30% on these costs. You confirm access. Are you the person responsible for these results? And you propose a timeline that respects theirs, a quick 10-minute demo. See how that works? It's direct, it's value-driven, and it's fast. And this right here, this is the whole framework distilled into one single actionable tool. This is your NEAT qualification matrix. For each pillar, you've got your strategic goal and a key question to get you there. Think of this as your cheat sheet. Print it out, keep it on your desk, and use it to guide your sales conversations. You know, at the end of the day, NEAT selling isn't just a set of tactics or a clever acronym. It's a strategy for building trust. And in today's world, trust is the single most valuable asset you can have in any business relationship. It's something you earn, one transparent, value-packed conversation at a time.